Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Kiki.
And today we are reading an article called Gray Areas on Google Maps. So Google Maps is a tool it's an app that you can use on your phone, or actually you can use it on the computer as well in the web browser. I think it's very useful and many people use it a lot these days.
That's right. Especially way back when we didn't have our hand phones, we had GPS systems in cars. So a lot of times when people think about navigation systems or navigation apps, you're thinking about something you can use in your car, right? Or you just print out your maps. But nowadays, we're not limited to just people who drive or who ride motorcycles. Pedestrians, we use navigation apps sometimes too, right?
That's right. When you want to find a restaurant to go to or just find something that you want to see, it's very useful to have Google Maps because, I travel quite a bit, and when I travel, I always use Google Maps now to find my way around. But I remember a long time ago when I was much younger, I had to find a paper map, put the places I wanted to go on the map, and just find my way by looking at the streets.
Right. And the nice thing now with Google Maps and some other apps as well is you can actually download the area that you're going to. You can download it into your phone. So even if you go to another country and you might not have internet right away, you can still have a map that's available to you in case you get lost.
That's right. So Google Maps is very useful. But I guess it's not quite perfect because there are some gray areas on Google Maps, and we're going to learn about that in today's article.
Google Maps is a great tool. It helps us get around places as well as see them from high above. Those images come from machines in space and planes in the air. However, in some places, something strange happens when you zoom in really close.
Okay, so today we are reading part 1 of our article, Gray Areas on Google Maps. Now, what does it actually mean? What are we talking about today? Let's take a look. Google Maps is a great tool. Yes, it is. Like we mentioned before, it's not only for people that, drive around, but nowadays as people that need to walk around as well, we use it too.
That's right. We're continuing with the article. It helps us get around places as well as see them from high above. Yeah, so sometimes you use it to get around. Sometimes Google Maps is fun to just take a look at. If you want to see what, another country or another place in the world looks like from above, or even from the street sometimes, you can use Google Maps to do that. And I think it's kind of fun and interesting to find out what other cities around the world look like.
That's true.
All right, time for us to go to Tina.
Hello, I'm Tina. 今天课文的主题是 Google Maps 的灰色地带。Google Maps 是一个很棒的工具，不仅帮助我们四处移动，也能让人从高处俯瞰那些地方。那同学们常用 Google Maps 吗？我可是天天使用呢。好哦，那刚刚有一个文法重点 ，from high above 从高处，常用在空中、太空、飞机、卫星等高度俯瞰地面时的视角哦。比如说 ，from high above we could see the entire city。从高处我们可以看到整个城市。那接着我们回到课文当中。
Thanks, Tina. Okay, back to our article. Those images come from machines in space and planes in the air. Okay, so the images we're talking about is when you look at Google Maps, you can actually see from an aerial view, or you're looking from the sky and looking down. Now, what is space? Space in this instance, we're talking about the noun, and usually when you think of space, you're looking at an empty area or a room that you might do something in. And you can also use space to talk about gaps between words. But in this case, we're talking about the area outside of the Earth's atmosphere that has other planets and stars, outer space.
All right, getting back to our article. However, in some places, something strange happens when you zoom in really close.
Oh.
All right, so we have a word there or two words together, which is zoom in. And to zoom in is to either use a camera lens or to change a digital image to make what you see seem larger or closer. So when you are looking at something on your phone, you'll probably make this motion with your fingers to try to zoom in. Or with a camera, you could be turning the lens to zoom in to get closer to what you want to see in the image. So for example, I could say, you need to zoom in to see the animals. So if the animals are far away, you're using your camera, you will need to zoom in. And the opposite of zoom in is zoom out.
That's right.
Okay, now let's go to Tina.
Google Maps 呈现的那些影像是来自太空中的机器和空中的飞机，但是呢，当你把画面一直放大到非常近时，就会发现一些奇怪的东西。我们来看一下单字 space 名词太空。Scientists are studying life in space. 科学家正在研究太空中的生命。这里还有一个文法重点 zoom in 把画面放大拉近，相对的说法是 zoom out 把画面缩小拉远。举例来说 Can you zoom in on that building in the photo? 你能把照片中那栋建筑放大吗？那接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, thank you, Tina. So, yeah, Google Maps has some places that maybe aren't so clear, but once you take a very close look at them, so it seems like it's very useful to me. I actually haven't found any of these yet, but we're going to find out more about these kinds of places on Google Maps when we get to part 2 of our article.
You can see some gray areas. They aren't very clear, and some just appear to be blank. These gray areas appear for different reasons. Sometimes they show up on purpose. Some people want to keep military bases and important government places secret. That protects them and keeps other people away.
Welcome back. Let's get back into our article. You can see some gray areas. They aren't very clear, and some just appear to be blank. Okay, so here we have the adjective blank, which means something that is empty. It doesn't have any writings, markings, or pictures. So for example, Jenny wrote her name on a blank sheet of paper. Now, in this case, when we're talking about this Google Maps, you might see a special area that look a little bit different from the surrounding areas.
Right, so if it's blank, there's just nothing there, and that would be kind of strange. I wouldn't want to, be walking through a city and then all of a sudden there's just a blank spot. I won't know what I'm going to find there. All right, getting back to the article. These gray areas appear for different reasons. Sometimes they show up on purpose. Okay, so they're saying there are many reasons that this can happen, and a reason is the cause of an event, the cause of something. Basically, it's answering the question, why did this happen? Why is this there? And the answer to that is the reason. So, for example, the reason it's hot in the daytime is because the sun is out.
Okay, let's go to Tina.
在地图上，你会看到一些灰色区域，这些区域看起来不太清楚，甚至有些地方是完全空白的。这些灰色地带出现的原因不一样，有时候是故意设计成这样的哦。我们来看看单字 blank， 形容词，就是形容空白的。The student stared at the blank exam paper without writing anything. 学生盯着空白的考卷，什么都没写。Reason Reason 名词，原因、理由。The reason for the delay is the bad weather. 延误的原因是恶劣的天气。那接着我们回到课文当中，看看地图上会出现灰色或空白区域的原因吧。
Thanks, Tina. Back to our article. Some people want to keep military bases and important government places secret. Okay, so this might be some of the reasons why you'll see a sudden gray area in the middle of your map. And it's a way to tell you, hey, maybe you shouldn't go there. Okay, what is a base? The noun base can be used to talk about the bottom part of something or a support to hold something up. But in our article, base is talking about a place where a team or a military group, they can go back to that place, they can regroup, talk about a new plan, or it's a place where people can go back to work and plan their next moves.
And yeah, military bases are often secret places. So, they might not want everyone to know exactly what is there. So as the article says, that protects them and keeps other people away. So that's right. If I saw a big gray area on a map, that might be a sign that that is not somewhere I should go and explore, because obviously if it's not on Google Maps, I'm probably not wanted there.
Right. And I'm pretty sure governments wouldn't want their enemies to know what their base might look like.
That's right. All right, now let's find out what Tina has to say.
有些人希望将军事基地或重要的政府大楼隐藏起来，为的是保护那些区域，并避免其他人靠近。课文中用到的单字 base 名词就表示基地。The base is near the coast. 这个基地位于海岸附近。那文法的部分则是提到了 keep 加上名词加上 away， 使什么远离，不要靠近。后面常常会用 from 来接受词。举例来说 ，keep the cookies away from the dog, or he will eat them. 把饼干放远一点，不然那只狗会吃掉它们。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, thank you, Tina. So today we've learned what these gray areas on Google Maps are, and we've learned one reason why they might be there, and that is because of military bases, or things that are meant to be kept secret and they shouldn't be on Google Maps. We're going to find out some more reasons that we have these gray areas when we see you again for part 2 of our article tomorrow.
Google Maps is a great tool. It helps us get around places as well as see them from high above. Those images come from machines in space and planes in the air. However, in some places, something strange happens when you zoom in really close. You can see some gray areas. They aren't very clear, and some just appear to be blank. These gray areas appear for different reasons. Sometimes they show up on purpose. Some people want to keep military bases and important government places secret. That protects them and keeps other people away.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，space 名词太空 ，blank 形容词空白的 ，reason 名词原因理由 ，base 名词基地。文法的部分 ，from high above 从高处 ，from high above the cars looked like toys。从高处看，车子像玩具一样。Zoom in 把画面放大拉近。Zoom in to see the picture clearly. 把画面放大一点才能看清楚这张照片。Keep 加名词加上 away， 使远离，不要靠近。The doctor said to keep the medicine away from children. 医生说要把药品放在孩童拿不到的地方。以上就是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哟。
Do you know how to say all the different areas of a grocery store? Come with us! For things like butter, milk, cheese, or yogurt, you come to the dairy section. If you want some fruits and vegetables, you come to the fresh produce section. If you need frozen pizzas, frozen French fries, or ice cream, you come to the frozen section. Now, it'll be easier for you to find things at a supermarket because you know how to say all the different areas.
Well, that's all for today. Remember to follow us on Instagram and then send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English but you're not really sure how to.
See you later!